I don't even know what that little joint is right there, man. It's kind of a little jam though. It's a little jam though. I apologize for anybody coming in a little bit early, but y'all had to hit y'all with a little bit of that soul glow. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that I'm a goofball, like by trade. So there's a lot of things that I like to do. You know what I'm saying? And one of those things is listen to stuff that's completely all whacked up, and that soul glow intro was completely whacked up. What's going on, Charm? What's happening? The fragrance connoisseur is in the building. What's happening with you, man? I am looking forward to seeing what you got as some of your sips of the days this week, because what was the one that I put my nose on when I went in the store the other day? It was nice. Today, a little song by Mio Fushini. Oh. See, I could always count on you to bring something to the table that nobody else is thinking about. So, and that's the great part about about fragrances in general, is that there's so many of them, so many different fragrances, so much good stuff out there. You got some great things out there, man, and you always stay abreast of all those things too, man. So shout out to you, man. If y'all not following Charm, man, and Fragrance Connoisseurs, make sure that y'all give him a follow, man, because he is one of the best in the game when it comes to that, man. I say you would be a beautiful woman. Oh man, I appreciate that. Are you transitioning into man? You know what? You get every once in a while you get these trolls in here. It's cool because I get to have trolls. I actually like that. I got trolls in my midst. That's kind of cool. Football editors, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Novice Nation. Welcome to nice little interlude podcast, or a little bit of an interlude live right here. I'm just doing a little bit of editing, and while I was doing that, man, I was having a little drink, sitting here chilling, and you say that was crazy. Hey, look, so when I was doing dope discussions every week, man, we knew that we had started really picking up an audience when we would start getting trolls just pop in and say all kinds of crazy stuff, man. It was ridiculous, man. If y'all don't know, I used to and I still do. We're kind of on a hiatus right now. We may come back soon. I'm a podcast guy, right? So we've got a few podcasts that I used to do. One being the Down 5 podcast, which was, locker room talk straight up. I mean, it was, we used to call ourselves the most misogynistic podcast this side of North Kakalaki. But in all honesty, it really wasn't that misogynistic. That was just kind of a play on it. It was just, we tackled a lot. We just had fun. We really just had fun out there, man. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, I did the show Dope Discussions, man, with Amazon best-selling author Erica Warren. Man, that was a great show to do, man. It was a relationship podcast, but we just talked about real-world stuff, man. And that was a great podcast to be a part of. We went on for a couple of years without a break, so we're just kind of going on hiatus while Erica's trying to chill and take care of stuff with the little, with her grandbabies, and just enjoying life, man. Plus, one of the things that I found was the relationship space got so toxic, man. It was one of those things where you would see all the toxicity that was out there. Whether it be, YouTube videos or these people with platforms that would just be the manosphere and the red pill and all of those types of things, man. It just got to this point where, look, there go Erica right there in the building. Dope Discussions Live. What's going on, Erica? Man, look, so I was just telling the people, man, about Dope Discussion Show and, doing that, how, I love doing that particular show. And I was saying, we had a troll that came in a while ago, and I was saying that, we knew that we had really started getting a following when we started having trolls that were jumping on the streams when we would be doing live and stuff. And they'll come on there and say the most outlandish craziness. So, you get used to it. It's not a bad thing necessarily. It just means you're growing. So that's always a good thing, man. I appreciate even the trolls, even the trolls, man. So I decided to jump on because, like I said, I was sitting here doing video edits and stuff, and I had a couple people. Oh yeah, we'll get back in there. We definitely gonna get back in there because it's one of those things where the relationship space right now, it had gotten so toxic around everything that was out there, and it just got to this point to where it was just kind of like, we would do shows and we would put out these positive this positive display out there for everybody and for the world to see. And then we would look, and then you got people using the same name that we had out there, spreading all types of negativity and all types of toxicity and stuff, man. It just got to the point where it was like, we wasn't fighting a losing battle, but it sure felt like we was on a slippery slope where it was like we kept on trying to show that there was positivity in relationships. You don't have to yell at each other if you're a man and woman. You can actually have a civil conversation and work things out like grown adults, when it comes to relationships. So yeah, man. The shout out to everybody out there in the Novice Nation, man. I hope that y'all are doing good today. I was sitting here doing some decanting and doing a little sipping and whatever, and I was like, one of the things that I wanted to kind of get into, because I kept having people asking me about it in the comments, was the decanting, right? So I'm one of those people who decant all of my fragrances, like every single one of them. Every time I get a full bottle, I decant it, and it's to me, it's the best way to kind of make sure that you're always prepared. You travel around with the scent that you got. So if you need to do a refresh, you can do a refresh. I got, I'm a bit of a top note guy. So, I like to get my, refresh when I'm going to the store or something like that. Nothing major. I might just go in before I walk into a store, just, open it up and check, and walk in so they can get the best of me. That initial 10 to 15 minutes of a fragrance is usually the most mass appealing part of the fragrance. I like dry down. I like that mid. Some fragrances are even better in the mid. Charm, that. Like, a lot of fragrances are very thick. They're very much present in the mid, but some fragrances, man, that you get the allure from the initial sprays and that initial 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes into the dry down. So I like to do a little bit of refreshing and stuff like that. So one of the things that I took to doing a lot is just carrying around decants. Like right now, I was in the store. I went, ran some errands and pulled out my decant, my Aqua Essenziale Blue, which is actually not my scent of the day today. This is the scent of the day yesterday, but I just went ahead and threw on, something to run to the store, and I just happened to put this back in my pocket. So just in case I did, because I didn't walk out of the house with a fragrance on this morning. But one of the things I get asked about is, how do you do it? What are you doing? Where are you getting these fragrances, these decants from? Well, I get mine from Amazon, and let me see if I can get that page up right quick. All right, let's see. Am I on here? Yeah, I'm on here. Okay, so I'm about to do a little bit of a share screen right quick. There's a bunch of different decants that you can use, and there's some that people are a little bit party to. I have a tendency to be let's see, where is the share screen? There we go. All right, let me share this screen with you guys. So I happen to be a party to this particular brand here. So this brand is the Beaver Lug 15-piece 8 mil. Now this is the all black one that you're looking at right now. But I usually get the mix and match color sets of these, and it helps me to kind of distinguish my fragrances a little bit better. I go with the 8 milliliter. As you can see, these 15 packages, the black ones is what, $22. whatever y'all do, stay away from those little, the ones that have a little hole in the bottom. You definitely don't want those, man, because they're no good. They're really no good. But yeah, so I usually go with this. You can get them on Amazon. The Beaver Luck 15 piece is a really good deal, I think, for 22. And like I said, you can put 8 milliliters in each one as you go there. So let me see if I can get out of my share screen. There we go. I think I'm out of share screen. So make sure I'm out of share screen. Yep, I'm out of share screen. So that's where I go get them. But these are those right here. These are the Beaver Luck, and I might actually turn my light up a little bit so you guys can see it. All right. Turn my light on a little bit, just temporarily. Get y'all the daylight light. Daylight white. There we go. All right. So here's the Beaver Lucks right here. These are the standard Beaver Lucks that I was talking about. Now, the way these work is if you pull this out, pull the case out of here, you got your glass bottom. All right. Yeah, Charm. These to me, these are the best ones. These are the best ones. But so you have that, you unscrew your top. Now they all come with this little pack. You see, you got your top right there. Now they all come with this little pack, where it has the little decant nozzles and stuff. Well, this is a little decant nozzle. Now it's kind of hard to see from the thing here, but it's got the little nozzle on here. So what I do with mine, it depends on the sprayer that you're using. Most atomizers are going to be pretty easy to pull off and to go ahead and empty it to this bottle. So I got your bottle here. There's one I want to decant right now. It is the Art of Wood, which I got a follow-up review that I'm going to be doing on this one in a little bit. I put it in maturation recently here after I did the review on it, just to kind of see what it was going to do, see if it was going to get better. It already has started to get a little less floral in the opening for me, so it seems like it is starting to kind of blend in together a little bit better. But so bottle. And we'll visit that, we'll revisit this fragrance in a little bit. But so you got your top here, you got your decant top, of course. I mean your atomizer. So what I usually do is I just take this top and I just squeeze it. And when you squeeze it and pull it up a little bit, it'll kind of expose this little stem, right? So that stem is where you're gonna attach this little pink nozzle that comes with it. Sometimes those Beaver Lucks will come with the white nozzle. So, you do that, but you sit it on there and normally it'll fit on there pretty okay, right? There are some times when you might pinch that and the whole assembly will come off. Yeah, you can't do it then. You got to literally spray it a little bit at a time into the bottle. But if you can do that, which most of the time you can, you take your bottle, just put that little nozzle in there and just do it like you'd be spraying. And as you can see, what it's doing is it's just taking that the fragrance and it's just throwing it down into the bottle. Right? So you keep doing that until, as you can see, it's got a little bit in there right now already. It's got a good little bit. I usually do that until I'm usually right at that 8 milliliter mark on the fragrance. So almost full, like right at the full mark. So I just gotta do it. Now it could be tedious if you are, it's not hard to do at all. But if you have any type of fragrance that has like one of those weird atomizers, it sucks. Because like I said, you have to kind of aim for the hole and spray it in. And for some of us fellas, apparently that's hard to do. So says my wife. But it's a pretty easy thing to do. You said, am I selling the decants yet? Yeah, I should be very, very soon. I got the I'm trying to get the website up and running, and I got some of the background stuff done for it already. Let's just try to get it to go live. I've been having all kind of issues with the email and with all that kind of stuff. So this is me learning on the fly as it goes, getting the website up and running. What's gonna probably end up happening is we'll be like, okay, I'm gonna jump on Fiverr and get somebody to go ahead and set up the layout and all that kind of stuff for me, so that I can just get in there and point click and do whatever I gotta do. That's probably gonna be what happens. But it's coming. It's definitely coming here. So, as you see, throw that top back on there, screw it down. I now have my fragrance in here. Slide it right on back into here. And now I got a secure fragrance. Now, what I'm going to do here with this one, I'm going to go ahead and spray it. I like to go ahead and spray it, make sure it's already pushed or already primed, I should say. This fragrance, I'm looking forward to really messing with a little bit more. As you can see, bingo, there you go. Oh, you probably couldn't even see it on there, but as you can see, there you go. So you now have your fragrance set up, ready to go and atomized. Now, what I do with mine is, and make sure you go ahead and put your nozzle back on. And nozzles fit back on pretty easy. See how that flat back on? It's done. So what I like to do with mine is I label my decants to make sure I know which one is which. So like I say, I decant all of them. So I'll just take these little tabs, paper tabs here. I got like a 2-pack of them, and I slide them on here and then write whatever the name of the fragrance is on the side, so that I can, with my trusty dusty Sharpie, so that I can make sure I know what I'm dealing with. So this is Art of Wood. Now, I usually write better than this. I usually do. That was probably coming off. What I'm gonna do is also, once I do that, I usually put a piece of tape over it just to make sure that it doesn't get smudged or anything like that. And then that's it. That's it. That's how you do it. So one of the things that I have learned about doing this is it makes the process of, like, if I want to go on a trip or something like that, it makes it easy. I don't have to bring a full bottle on this trip. I can just go ahead and bring that 8 milliliter decant on the trip with me. If I'm, like I said, want to go somewhere and it's been 6-7 hours and I just kind of want to revisit the fragrance or just kind of freshen it up, man, just walk into the bathroom or walk into whatever area and slip, and I'm good to go. Throw it in the cracks of the elbows and whatever, or on the back of the neck. So other things too, make sure you hit the back of your neck more than you hit the front. If you hit the front, a lot of times you can smell it, but some fragrances you'll go nose blind to if you hit the front often. So make sure that if you're doing if you're freshening up often, you're just hitting the back shoulder, back here, and maybe the cracks of the arms, and you'll be good to go. Yes, Charles. So also clean the decant filled nozzles with rubbing alcohol to clean out the fragrance to use to refill another decant. That is important. So I got a lot of these. I got a lot of these little pink decant things. So what I do is I'll usually put them in like a rotation. My darker fragrances, I use one. My lighter fragrances, I use another. My blues, I use another. So I think I have like 5 different decant nozzles all together. And what I do is I'll usually take them and soak them in alcohol for a little while, take them out, and and they're plastic, so they're easy to clean. Take them in alcohol, rinse them out, and just let them dry for a minute. So yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Now, here's a good question. Does that help with speeding up maturation? So what I have found is that with certain fragrances, it does, and all it really is doing is, taking some of that fragrance out of the bottle and just allowing more air to get in if you're doing it that way. What I found is that, and I first experienced this with Detour Noir. What I found was that my decant of Detour Noir was a little bit richer than my actual bottle of Detour Noir was. It got richer quicker. Now, eventually, me sitting that Detour Noir bottle out for a while, or put it in maturation for a while, yeah, it did catch up to it. But I'm not gonna lie, some fragrances will mature a little bit faster in that decant. And that's just because it's getting direct air. It's literally filtering through air to get into this little decant. So you will see a little bit of a faster maturation. I'm not talking about, this is going to be 100% better than the original. No, but you will kind of notice, especially if you hold up the juice a little bit, sometimes you'll notice that the juice in here will be darker. And I wish that Detour Noir, I wish I hadn't used the entire decant of the Detour Noir. Well, actually, I didn't use it. I gave it to my brother. But if you see the way that Detour Noir was when I put it in here, as opposed to what it looked like in the bottle, you could see that this one was a lot darker than the one that was in the bottle. And it got dark fairly quickly. I mean, within about a month or two. Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps with some fragrances. Especially the ones, and that's been a big thing recently, guys. When we're talking about maturation, my theory on it is that, and I said this on another, not on a live, but I think I said it on one of the videos that I dropped. My theory on the maturation thing is what's happening with a lot of the Middle Eastern brands is that when you get a fragrance that becomes super popular, what they're doing is they're not giving it full maceration time. They're not letting it sit for the full time that a standard perfume cologne fragrance would sit, because they're trying to hurry up and bottle it and getting it out to meet the demand. I think one of the best examples of that is a Detour Noir. Detour Noir, a couple of years ago, when it first really started to catch on, man, it was one of those things that would always be sold out. Like it kept popping in and out. It's got more of a steady stream of it out there now. But when I first started getting into fragrances, once that fragrance was like, this is a great latent cologne, man, the shelves it got ate up. It used to get ate up so quick. And I noticed that on the later bottles, the juice was a lot lighter. It was almost clear, as opposed to some of the earlier variation bottles that I would see where the juice was a lot darker and a lot more amber-like. And what I found was that when I took mine, and I got like a couple of bottles of it, and I was like, this is super clear. It smelled a mess too. It smelled like it had not quite, like it wasn't quite ready, like it hadn't baked all the way just yet. And I think that was part of that maceration process that hadn't been completed, because they were trying to hurry up, throw it in bottles and get it out, hurry up, and meet demand. So I think with a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances, that's what's happening. Now, some of them, I don't think that as many of them need maturation as it used to. I think most of them now have gotten to the point to where they're using a lot better quality oils. They're using a lot better blends. They're catching up with, the way that at least designer fragrances are blended. So I don't think that there's as much of a maturation type of issue. You're not going to take the, a fragrance like an Azure Oud and put it away for 2 months, and then it's going to be 100 times better. What I did find with Azure Oud, though, is that as that thing sat for a little while, it got a little bit smoother in that opening. At first, that saffron was kind of was punching, man. And now, even though it's still, kind of hits you, it's a little bit smoother. it doesn't feel as synthetic as it did, and I guess it's because it had a little bit of time to kind of sit in that bottle, get some air in, and get its act together. So that's one of the ones I'm going to be revisiting soon. As a matter of fact, that one, and let me see, the Pinnis. That's another one I'm going to be revisiting soon, because one of the things that I found out about this one is that it has already, it took a while, but it has already started to kind of smooth. It was already smooth, but I think now it's starting to kind of come across as a little bit better performance than it did initially. The Aether, that's the other one that's in here. That's in one of my little drawers. I've got a couple different drawer. That's my dark drawer here, but I have a maturation drawer in the other room, which is literally, if y'all want a maturation drawer, if y'all got a fragrance that y'all just want to take and put away for a while and see how it performs after you put it away for a while, I have a drawer in my room that's on like a standard Chester. It's a pretty wide drawer. It's about yay wide. Y'all can't even see it because it's not even screen. So that wide this way. and I literally, it's at the bottom. So it's getting all the cool air in the room coming down to that one. And it's dark, of course, because it's inside of a drawer. That's why I put my fragrances after I spray them out a little bit. I put them in there, and let them sit for a while. Certain ones I have a timer on, so that I can, look at my phone and say, pizza is coming out of maturation today, so I'll take it out and then I'll spray it around to see how it works. So it's not hard. Just pick a drawer, clean out that bottom drawer that you got, and use that as your dark drawer to put your fragrances in and let them maturate. But yeah, decant. A good way to start that maturation process is to go ahead and hit the decant on them, decant them, and make sure that they are that you got some air in that bottle before you throw it in the maturation drawer. What's going on, BMJ? I got you. Look, okay, so I was just talking about the website just now as far as fragrances. I got your email. I was playing around on the website trying to get it together. I cannot get that website to sync. I was just telling them I'm going to go ahead and get and I'm going to text you too, man. I saw your number. I'm going to text you. I was sitting here doing all that stuff just now. I was telling them that I'm just going to probably get on Fiverr and pay somebody to go ahead and set the layup out on the website, and I'll just go ahead and put all the stuff on there and just go from there. That'll be what I'll probably handle the website decant situation, just to make sure I get it done, guys. But yeah, man, what is everybody getting into this price? So I have not chosen my scent of the day today yet. I had my Aqua Senziale Blue in my pocket because that was actually my scent of the day last night. I went and ran errands, and I'm about to jump in the shower. So I'm trying to trying to decide on what my scent of the day was going to be. Normally I do it by the phone. You know what? We'll do that for you guys right now. Let's do it. So if y'all have seen any of my videos, y'all know about the fragrance reel. So my scent of the day wheel. I don't even know if it's going to show up in there. There it goes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. See what we got here is my fragrance of the day. It's spinning, man. It's spinning. Yo, so let me tell you something, BMJ. I told you was going to like that Aqua Dubai. I told you. So here's the thing about Aqua Dubai. Even though I don't feel it's as close to the OG Imagination, to me, and I said it on that Versus video, Aqua Dubai is a true compliment magnet. It is strong, yeah. 6.5 hours of straight, bro. It's powerful. It opens up, super powerful, man. And like I said, it gives you that. It gets closer to imagination in that dry down, but then it starts to you start picking up a little bit of the melon and the pineapple, and I think that's actually the other thing that makes that thing so intriguing is that it's got a little bit of the sweetness that the OG doesn't have. in that vein, right? It's got this like I say, vanilla and melon kind of smell in there, but that petitgrain is what gives it. It's got this machismo. It's got a swagger to it, man. Oh, the first hour? Oh yeah. And that's why I was like, I think on that first video, I was like, Aqua Dubai slaps you. It hits you. So set of the day today, I don't know if y'all can read that. Frenetic Delicious is gonna be the set of the day, man. I love Frenetic Delicious, man. I always look for reasons to wear that fragrance. It is, of course, a inspiration of Fève Delicious from Dior. In there, it's the inspiration of it. There's certain I got on somebody was in my comments on the first video, and they were like, well, you need to have the OG imagination before you can comment on these fragrances. I suggest you save up and you buy. But my guy, I have the OG imagination, but if you think that I'm about to put one of those bottles on a video with a clone, no way. Look, I learned. I witnessed and I learned, and I saw what happened with Jet Sense and with Aromatics and with what's the other guy who got his channel taken away for a minute. I'm not playing with them folks. I ain't playing with them folks. You know what? You just know that I have it, but I'm not about to sit there and put it on a video. Yeah, Charm. Yeah, it's closer. It's definitely closer. But man, Charm, there's something about Aqua Dubai that it's a compliment, girl. It's strong. It is strong. It's powerful. It's a powerful fragrance. But I got so many more people that were like, "Oh, you smell good. Oh, you smell good." Oh, I was telling the story on the video where this lady the other day, and I had to call my wife because she vouched for it. This lady the other day, I was just walking through Walmart, and I was talking to my wife about something for dinner. Man, this lady was like, "Excuse me, sir, I don't mean no harm, but me and my daughter was standing over there, and you passed by, and they were like, well, I just gotta find that man." So she followed me like 4 aisles over. It's crazy. Yep. Okay, yeah. So the Gourmand Kiss. That's the next one I'm getting, by the way, from the one I was gonna get from Alexandria, because I like the Fève Delicious, but I mean Frenetic Delicious, but Frenetic Delicious goes into a powderiness that the that Fève doesn't. Fève is a little powdery too, but I think that Frenetic goes a little bit more powdery. So I love that DNA though. So I was thinking that the Alexandria one may be a little less powdery. So we're gonna see. So what are the notes in Frenetic? So you're looking at almond, and it's got this this cherry in it. That is man. When I say they call it a gourmand, I don't feel like it's gourmand. At least to me, I don't feel like it's so gourmand. I mean, it's got a nice little cherryness, little fruitiness, but I don't see it as a full gourmand, man. But it's beautiful. Powdered gourmand, kind of soft, sweet, and ethereal. Yeah, I think that's the perfect description there, man. Powdery, gourmandy, soft kind of scent. Let's see. Oh man, yeah, that might be one of the first ones we do the sample on. Definitely, man. You gotta let me know if I got that because you went got Aqua Dubai, because that was one of the ones I was gonna send you. I may do the Joe Milano's. I was thinking about doing the wild card and the full house. All right. Say Jay Lee. So I got Aqua Dubai yesterday. I still love Visionary, but I'm gonna give it time to maturate. So, excuse me. If you are, this is what I learned. If you're a big fan of Visionary, or if you're a big fan of actual imagination, when you get Aqua Dubai, it's gonna feel, and you can testify to this, Jay Lee. You're gonna feel like it's missing something. There's gonna be something that you feel like it's missing, But here's the thing with the Aqua Dubai. Aqua Dubai amps up that petitgrain in there. It amps up that it's got this. Okay, so if I could say that imagination is like the fancy hotel soap, I would say that Aqua Dubai is that the other hotel soap that's out there. But it does have a nice freshness to it and a masculine kind of note to it, or masculine feel to it. And I think that's why it gets so popular as far as the way that it gets presented. Oh, okay. So what are we sipping on? All right. So as I said on my Kelly and Jones video, and guys, if y'all haven't checked out the House of Kelly and Jones, man, do it. Mezcal Anejo is a beautiful fragrance, but they've got some other ones at that house. And get that, like the little sample kit's like $20. My guy, gosh, what is the name of his channel? He was telling me about it just now, that he ordered the sample kit and he fell in love with the Mezcal Anejo, and it's another one, I believe it's the Mezcal Negra that he fell in love with. I like the Mezcal Verde because it gives almost like this fresh green type of feel mixed with almost like a smoky mezcal scent. It's got this freshness about it that's just beautiful. I love it. But yeah, definitely get the sample kit out of this. Definitely do that one. But my two favorite words in the English language, mezcal and anejo. This is my mezcal and anejo. Well, actually, this is just the anejo. So what I do, man, is I have this drink that I make, and I have it in all of my videos for the most part. It's kind of a superstar. If you look at the side of my videos, it's usually in my videos. What this is actually 2 shots water, 2 shots of anejo cristalino. This is 2 tablespoons of walnut bitters, 2 tablespoons of cocoa or cacao bitters, or I'll use chocolate bitters too if I don't have the cacao bitters. And actually, it's usually 3 tablespoons of cacao bitters. And then I just stir in a little bit of sugar, or in this case, a little bit of Splenda. And bam, there you go. It goes down smooth. It's super. It's not super sweet, but it is a smooth little ride, man. It's beautiful. Oh man, I appreciate you, man. Let's say Aqua Dubai should be treated as a flanker of imagination and visionary. The citrus edge is lessened with something sharp and clean is there. It's got bigger backbone. I agree. It's powerful. It's got this power to it. Like, you know, and you were saying earlier, like that first hour, it's too strong. It gets like that, man. It's like when you, like I said in that video, when it hits you, man, it slaps. It literally is like, I'm here, bitch. You know, that's what it does. But it's clean. It's still super soapy. It's still, now it does not have that tea note either. But like I said, that melon and that vanilla kind of tend to sweeten it up a little bit as it goes into the dry down. But for some people, I think that's an appeal, is that it doesn't have that tea note. So all it's doing is just giving you just fresh. There's no balance, you know, as far as like with the imagination does. You just get pushed with fresh. You get pushed with fresh. But man, if you're a guy, you want to smell fresh. And I think a lot of women appreciate a man who just smells like he is fresh. He smells like he done showered. He smells like he done washed his ass and he is ready to go for the day. That's what women at least like that, you know? So I think that's the appeal of Aqua Dubai, man. It's good. It's good. You know, like I said, I prefer wearing the Joe Milano, but I can't discount the way that Aqua Dubai moves, man. Like I said, it's the most complimented fragrance out of the 2 that I have. So, you know, I got to give it up to him, man. Definitely. One of the other things I'm gonna be doing today, I finally gave in last week when it came to like my 5 fall fragrance video, because people have been asking about it. I do have a part 2 of that one, but I'm gonna be doing a most gate kept fragrance video. And it's weird because I had gone through some of those, and I've tried to put on fragrances that people don't talk about, at all. And I found quite a few of them that I have that people don't talk about that are staples in my collection. But yeah, so I'm gonna be dropping that one, and then I'm gonna be dropping the it's not really a 5 designers, but it's gonna be just 5 fall fragrances in general that I'm a big fan of. Let's say price million definitely yeah. That's the thing, and I said that in the initial video that I did on it, is that for the price, it definitely punches, above its pay grade, for the price of it. I so wish that Visionary, I wish that Alexandria fragrances in general had a lower price point. I think they're going to have to do that. And the reason why I say I think they're going to eventually have to do that is because when Alexandria started initially pumping out these inspirations, the inspiration market was there, but it was not nearly as strong as it is now. I mean, you've got, Paris Corner putting out gold, French Avenue Fragrance World putting out gold. Lattafa is still putting out gold, and it seems like Lattafa is getting better. They're starting to get in people like Quentin Bish and some of these other like big perfumers to come in and do fragrances for them. So they're growing. You've got your Joe Milanos that are out there now, man. It's getting to be a market that's becoming, saturated. So you got a lot of people, oh yeah, you can do that. Oh, we can do it better. French Avenue is knocking it out the park right now. So I think Alexandria needs to kind of sit back and look at what's happening right now and make that decision. Do we want to continue to keep our prices? Dua. And I forget to mention Dua a lot in these conversations, but Dua's another one. Dua is unabashedly not ashamed of putting out inspiration, inspired by fragrances. And now they're starting to blend them and do all that kind of stuff. Man, my boy BT was talking about, which one is it? It's the Baccarat Rouge and what is it? Baccarat Rouge and Aventus. That's a blend that he was getting so many compliments on. That Dua, man, look. When you got stuff like that out on the market, those inspired buys, and they're using the same, if not better quality oils than you are in your fragrances, at some point you got to make the decision of whether or not you go keep your price point high and get priced out of the market for these inspirations, or drop it to be competitive. Oh, I forgot all about Afnan. I forgot about Afnan. The top and Afnan are getting left behind a bit. Yeah, so I think that's why Lattafa is starting to put out. If you notice, they've been on a frenzy this last year, man. This is a good one. I'm not. I people thought I was poo-pooing on this when I dropped the video for it. It's a good one. I just don't think that people are ready for it. It's described as art of wood, but there's a lot of floral in here. There's a lot of rose in here. And they never describe it in the fragrance, but it's there. It's definitely there. And I may actually send you this too, Johnny, because it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I really do. It's just, I think people need to be aware of what they're getting because the way people always describe it is it's Perseus with a little vanilla. Nah, it's Perseus with vanilla and rose in there. A good dose of rose. So you got that Aventus Baccarat hybrid. That's the one. Man, look. That hybrid, the fact that they're starting to do the layering for you on a lot of these, man, that's dangerous. That's, like I said, Alexandria's gonna have to make that decision soon, man. And you're right, Johnny. Lattafa is gonna have to make that decision in a little bit because they're trying. They've been on a run. They've been on a rush. They're putting out the Art of Nature 1, Art of Nature 2. They're trying to go after some of these more popularly cloned. I think Art of Nature 1 is Oud Maracuja. Now, when they described it, it's with fig and all this kind of stuff in there. If it's Oud Maracuja, that's no fig. But when I hear people talk about it, they're talking about the passion fruit and all that kind of stuff in there. So I'm like, okay, well, is it fig in there? Or are we playing with the notes a little bit to make it smell like something else? What are we doing? But and they could just be doing that to make it seem like it's not a direct clone, but apparently it is a direct clone of Oud Maracuja. I have it on my buy list. I don't know. I got that one, and I have the Art of Nature 2, which is another Altair clone. So I'm in kind of a space with the Altair clones because I've got liquid brew, I've got bourbon, and I actually was wearing bourbon the other day. I was telling somebody that I do enjoy that wear on bourbon because it's got something, it's got this woodiness in there that just kind of it's got this kind of macho type of feel to it. And that's from you, BJ. I remember you recommending it. You know, Luciano does Luciano. Don't get me wrong, but I do enjoy the wear on that. And I was saying this DNA was something that everybody poo-pooed on when it first dropped. I don't know if y'all remember this, and I know Charm, you probably do. When Altair dropped a couple of years ago, excuse me, nobody wanted it. Everybody was like, "Oh well, Altair is, it's just vanilla. That's all it is. It's just vanilla and da da da." And they just scorned it. Like it was all right. It's all right. But now this year, all of a sudden, Altair is like the belle of the ball. Like everybody's like, "Oh, I love Altair." Y'all wasn't saying that a couple years ago. I was here. Y'all weren't saying that about Altair. But man, yeah. Do us weird with that $33 30 ounce 30 mil that they do is crazy. Taste and Sense, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Novice Nation. Oh man. Oh yeah, so yeah, Eagle Star, definitely Eagle Star. Siaj, you get the judge. I said bourbon has got some of the JPG aroma chemicals in it. I think you're right. Now that you mention that, it does seem that way. It does seem that way. That's kind of what it is. It's kind of what it is. So just said there's a great Altair code called Eagle Star. So I'm thinking about, that's why I was just talking about the Altair clones. Like, do I want to do it? But then at the same time, I'm kind of like, I like the variation between bourbon and liquid brew, and how you can take that Altair DNA and vary it just a little bit and have something that'll kind of hit a different way. Like bourbon hits a different way than liquid brew does. So I'm thinking about jumping on that one, the Eagle Star, and on the other one. Eagle Star, because Eagle Star mostly because I kind of want to get into that Central Accessions house and see how it functions, man. Yo, man. So this is the other thing too. Now that I have got a few different variations of some of these DNAs, I want to do more versus DNAs. Like I think I really want to do more of those, because I think that I'll take the more popular ones and kind of pit them against each other, like Royal Blend versus Fire Your Desire, for example. What I thought about doing that one. There's a couple of them down there right now. The Grandier Elite, the Avenue London versus the Joe Milano Win. Avenue London's not bad. I actually like that one a lot. And so I might I don't have Win yet. Win is on the way. But I'm thinking about doing that when I get that Joe Milano in. But I like the Avenue London. I wear it around the house, just kind of it's pleasant. I like it. Oh Lord, Altair with 2 sprays gave her mother an asthma attack. Oh my gosh, I hope she's all right. Man, look, Altair's. I like Altair. I do. I like the amber. I like the feel of it. But like I said, everybody was telling me when they first got it, it's all right. But now all of a sudden it's the bell of the ball. You know? So y'all know what I'm doing. I'm doing frenetic delicios. It's my sit of the day when I get out of the shower, man. What I wonder now though, now that I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the temperature outside on my computer, and I'm like, I don't know if I need to wear frenetic delicios outside, right? All right, so here's where I'm about to make a little pivot. So I got the frenetic delicios. I'm gonna move out of. The hell is that? Oh, it's an advertisement. I need to get some sort of sponsorship on this app. I think I'm gonna go with my springy, summery, freshy hotness. We'll pick something from that wheel. Super summery, freshy hotness. I don't know if y'all can even read that. But yeah, pick something on that wheel instead, because I just looked at the tip and it is not gonna look so good today. It is not. I will go ahead and jump in the shower in a second, guys. We're gonna see what it does. So, sit of the day today. I was just talking about that. I was just talking about the oh no, but I can't even wear that right now. Hold on. Cannot. I cannot wear that's the Mezcalineo that came up. I was like, I can't wear that one. Oh, well, I guess. I would live in mint. So, that's going to be that kind of day today. Drop out my Oud Lemon Mint. Which to me, one of the more underrated. Look at the dent in that thing, man. Look at that. So, yeah, man. All right, the wheel thing is the future. Hey, look, I was on there with Scent Bubble, man. I was telling him, he's like, bro, you got to start doing that in the morning stuff. Said, wait, do you have a wheel to determine what fragrance you're going to wear? Yeah. So what I do, man, and it's to help get my wife involved in this scenario, man, I have all of my fragrances on the wheels, but the majority of them. There's a couple of them I don't have on there. I have some where I have this, like, I got to get a wear in, and they have a separate wheel, but then I have her hit the button, you know, and then it pops up what the scent of the day is, so she'll be engaged in, you know, what I'm doing, you know. Yeah, the dead don't lie, man. Said the red tobacco intense took my soul. Oh, wait, are you gonna get Joe Milano wild card? Hold on. So here's the thing with wild card, man. I really have to, like, get these reviews going, man, because I got wild card right here, and I love it. Man. So here's the, and I've got the review recorded. I just got to edit it. Here's the thing with wild card, man. I think oh Lord, just dropped the box. It's all right. One of the reasons I love this, I really do. I think the reason that it took me so long to do a review on this is because I've had it for like maybe 2 or 3 months now. And my signature scent back in the day used to be Lafayette Street, Bond number 9. You know, back when I was thugging and bugging. And y'all don't clip that. But I was so used to that fragrance, man. And, you know, I just kind of let it go. Didn't buy many of those anymore. I just got my mind just started going to other things in the fragrance community, or I should say in the fragrance community, just other fragrances that are out there. As I started to kind of get into new things and kind of build a collection a little bit. Plus, it was like $300 something for a bottle, and I was like, that's okay. I'll stick with my Givenchy's and and stuff, man. But like when I got this and I started to wear it around, it just kind of felt like old hat. It just kind of felt like I was just back to normal. So I just never thought, I was like, I had to do a review on it. But I wore it like 6, 7, 8 times and just never thought, I need to do a review. And then a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I've never reviewed this. I was wearing it one day, came in, I put it up. So I did the review, went ahead and shot the video and just haven't edited it. It's been sitting in there. And I can tell you how long ago I shot the video on... that's probably why. I shot the video on September the 23rd for this one. But I had that accident on the 25th of September, and that's probably why. I just had a whole bunch of stuff just jumbled in the air. I had all kinds of technical issues and all that, so that's probably why I hadn't did it. But it's coming. It's definitely coming, man. I love this fragrance. Just a spoiler alert. Now, yeah, Mancera was amazing. That Eternal Wood, I harped on it on that video that I shot. I think that's the best one that they put out. I love Amberful, and it's a toss-up between that and Amberful of their best release in 2024, and the best release in the last couple of years. To be honest, I love Eternal Wood. I think that's a great fragrance, man. I really do. I'll limit. That's your favorite Mancera, man. Look, Mancera is they're top notch, man. And that dent does not lie. I'm catching up on the comments now. All right, bro. I could buy as blind buy. I like it. I was a blind buy for me. But I knew what it was cloning. I knew what it was trying to clone. If you like fresh fragrances, I don't always encourage like blind buys and stuff. One of the reasons that I want to start, get my decant shop up, and it's really going to be only 2 milliliter decants on that decant shop. And the whole purpose of the 2 milliliter decants is really to give people a taste of what these scents are, so that you can make informed decisions on what you want to buy. Like, I ain't trying to hit you guys over the head with any type of absorbent costs and anything like that. 2 milliliters would be like $4, and if you buy 4 of them, then you get free shipping. Something like that. So if you buy if you buy 3 of them, there'll be other deals or whatever. So, but I would suggest that you, if you like fresh stuff, I'd go for it. If you're not so sure about fresh stuff, or if you don't really like the imagination DNA, I wouldn't go for it. Is the wheel an app? Yes. So the fragrance wheel is an app, man. I built it out on here. Look at my advertisement. All right, so it's called Spin the Wheel Random Picker. I played with like 3 or 4 different spin the wheel apps, and then I found this one because I always had that concept of, as the fragrance collection had like 200 something fragrances on here. As the fragrance collection got big enough, it was just like, what? Let me, because indecisiveness is real, man. If you have, that many fragrances that you're sitting on every day, but you don't want to go back to the same one every day. You want to do something different every day. Sometimes it can be hard to choose. Like, I had many times when I would wear Vintage Radio, And I just wanted to wear vintage radio again the next day. But I had this thing in my head to be like, okay, well, no, I got to choose something different. But I don't know if I want something different. So I just hit the app, hit the wheel, and whatever it comes out. And like I said, it got my wife involved with it too. So she got to be a part of it. She was like, okay, what we spending today? What we wearing today? So, it's good. I think that just having the selection process taken out of your hands and just leaving it to fate is actually pretty cool if you have a larger collection, or if you're just super indecisive. Yeah, man. Okay, so you say you need the info. You want that wheel, bro? Spin the wheel. Just go to that spin the wheel app. It's on the Play Store, Google Play Store. If you go to spin the wheel, I think it's on Apple too. But if you go to the spin the wheel, you type in spin the wheel app should come up. What's going on, Driz? What's going on, man? Welcome. This is one of the key members of the Novice Nation right there, Driz, man. What's going on with you? Genuine question. How do you feel about telling people blind buy safe versus blind buy safe? So, as you can see by the conversation I just had, it's hard, man. It's hard because I'm one of those people who always feels like you should smell a fragrance before you buy it. At the same time, I review fragrances. So it's kind of like I want to be the person that takes the blind buy experience away from people who are, inquisitive about whether they should buy something, man. Like, I want to be able to give them the information that they need to make an informed decision. But to a certain extent, anytime, even if I could listen to 15 different fragrance channels about a fragrance and get as informed as I want to be about a fragrance, but when I pull the trigger on buying it, it's still a blind buy because I don't know what this fragrance smells like. So I always encourage doing decants. I want to encourage doing decants for everything. But if you feel like it's a fragrance that you're pretty safe in blind buying, like that if cologne fragrances are a little bit better than just like designers or niche. Like, I never recommend this, blind buy designers or niche. But with the price point on a cologne fragrance, plus the thought of you knowing what that fragrance DNA is being inspired by, I think it's a little bit safer. But I would never blind buy anything niche at all. If you can see the amount of decants that I have of certain fragrances up here. One of my blind buy saves is from Costume National. It's this fragrance called Secret Woods. Is this it right here? Yeah, Secret Woods. So the notes on Secret Woods looked amazing. I was like, oh, that sounds like that type of speed, and it's something new. I might actually get into that. Man, something just kept telling me, don't do it. Don't do it. It had a beautiful bottle and everything. Don't do it. Decant it first. So I decanted it. Hate is such a strong word. But it pretty much fits. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I think about the fact that I would have spent right at $100 on this fragrance, even though some people that may be like, it's just $100. No, that's a lot of money. I spent $100 on a fragrance and would have sat there and hated every time I looked at that bottle. Blind buying can be, it makes you feel good sometimes. Man, I appreciate that, Char. I definitely appreciate you listening in, man. Blind buying can be gratifying sometimes, and then sometimes, man, any of us out here has blind bought and regretted it. I already know. One of my, I brought this out because I'm gonna do a most hated fragrance video. One of my all-time blind buy blunders is this. This is Lattafa's Al Noble Wazir. The notes on here. It looked great, chocolate, and it had all kinds of crazy stuff in there, man. And I was like, my first giveaway that this was probably going to be a bad fragrance to buy was the fact that it had like 15 different or 16 different fragrance notes in the base alone. I was like, bro. When I sprayed it the first time, I cannot describe the feeling of utter disappointment that just washed over me. And when I say it was the most awful, and not just awful, the most pungently awful fragrance that I had ever sprayed. It has a weird champagne type of note in there as well that doesn't make it any better, makes it actually worse. It smells like somebody farted and pissed on the same area on the side of the road. It is that bad. It is that bad. Now watch, somebody's gonna be like, well, I got that one and I love it. No. Nah, Sway. Nah, no way. Homie don't play that, not even on Christmas. Bruce, man, what daily wear fragrance would you recommend for a 21-year-old guy? I've been thinking about Art of Nature 2 or Liquid Broom. All right, so winter, daily winter. I think that if you did that daily in the winter, you'd get sick of it. You would get sick of Liquid Broom, or Altair. If you just had that as a daily wear. I think that Altair is a great fragrance. I think Liquid Broom, that whole DNA is great. But as a daily wear, I think that it's something that you would probably, after a while, feel is a little bit cloying and get a little bit sick of it. I think if you were to do something as far as like a winter daily wear at 21 years old, you could always go with a blue. I think any blues are good. I think that you would want something that's got a little bit of girth to it or a little weight to it as far as a blue goes, though. I would say something like a polo blue parfum would be a good investment on that. I'm looking around to see if I got something here that might be. So here's one that I love, and I'm just looking at my desk here because I got a whole bunch of these sitting around the desk. But hey, man, this right here, Givenchy Gentleman Society is good. Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme is even better. This one has a beautiful coffee and vetiver in here with some iris. This is actually a great fragrance that once it dries down and comes off of that coffee, you get a little bit of the roasted coffee and iris in there. It's beautiful. I would also say if you want another one for daily winter wear, staying in the coffee realm, something that's going to be kind of invigorating your 21-year-old. Invigoration is not a bad thing. Womo Signature is another one that I think is really good. It's not overly sweet like that other Womo DNA is, but it's got this alluring coffee, this roasted coffee nuance to it, a little violet. It's beautiful. I think that's something that you could wear. It cuts through the cold, and it actually gives you like a unique fragrance, presence when you got it, man. I think that might actually be the one I would recommend. The other one that I would recommend in the winter, this is more fall to winter, is a Zaro The Most Wanted. If you could put the ducks on that one, the Zaro The Most Wanted, heavily complimented type of fragrance. It's got your toffee in there. It's got tonka bean. It's beautiful, and it's a mass appealing type of fragrance that I think that, if you wear that in the office or if you wear that out and about, man, people are gonna smell it. They're gonna be attracted to it, and as a 21-year-old man, you like the attraction. So I would say if I had to put all of them into a basket, I go a Zaro The Most Wanted over Liquid Broom. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I would definitely go with that. I think you get a lot better wear on that one, and you won't feel clawing when you're around folks. And I know some of y'all got some thoughts on that as well. Oh, you got it downloaded? Hey, look, that That app works, man. Oh yeah, make sure guys that y'all hit that the like and subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel. I promise I'm not gonna beat y'all over the head with videos every day. I promise I'm not gonna go live every dang day. Every once in a while, I might go live every once in a while. You got it. It's in the App Store, man. Get all that, man, and play around with it, man. Just add your fragrances to it. I guarantee you're gonna feel a little bit better. It's gonna take a little bit of that indecisiveness away. When you're trying to think about what scent you want to wear, it'll take some of that indecisiveness away. Yeah, you said I blind bought Angel Share, but was confident I love it. See, so one of the things about, and I mentioned earlier that buying niche, I would never do like a decant. I mean, a blind buy on a niche fragrance. Not so much designers either, but niche definitely. There are some exceptions to that rule. Killian, you know, buy Killian stuff. You know, you know you're gonna catch. You know, your performance is gonna be up to par. Mancera is another one that I personally would be like, okay, yeah, you can blind buy that, because what they tell you in the note breakdown is really what you're gonna get in that fragrance, and it's going to be blended well. It's going to be a long-lasting fragrance. You'll never be disappointed with Mancera as far as performance goes. It'll usually, for the most part, 99% of the time, excuse me, performance-wise, you'll be pleased with Mancera. Some of the other ones are kind of iffy though, man. Nichane, I love Nichane, I do, but some of the fragrances are, what's the word? They're niche. They are very niche. Ege, I like Ege. It kind of grew on me, but Ege is one of those where I set the bottle back and I just said, man, you know what? I'm gonna just get a decant of it because I kind of like it. But I never would have. That was a hard lesson. Never blind buy that. Some of the other houses that are out there, Kajal, I think is one that's not really blind buy safe. I hear people talk about Lamar all the time, and I like Lamar, but it's like if I would have blind bought it, I would have been disappointed just because of what it is and how everybody hyped that up. Lamare Portholes, another one I think I talked about on the live the other day. I'm so glad I decanted that out because I was about to blind buy that bottle, and that was going to be one of the biggest regrets ever. All right, Infinity Rose by Maison Alhambra, regrettable by yeah. So I heard about that one before I even bought it. Then there post, you got no hoes. Oh, I have no hoes. Nah, I don't need any, you know. That's a good thing you said that, because my wife would be like, you know, good, he ain't got no hoes, because, you know, in this fragrance game, sometimes, you know, okay, just saying. Nasamato, partner said the same. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, man, you can be so hyped up for a fragrance, man, and it will, like, disappoint you, and you be like, damn, man, it's just not what. Perfect example of that. I blind bought this one, and I was so hyped up for it because Perseus with a little vanilla. Oh, stupid! Then I just wasn't expecting the rose. It just wasn't what I expected it to be. So it just was kind of disappointing to me. There's a few of them that I have in the other room that I was expecting it to be something that it wasn't. You know which one is, oh my God, one of my worst blind buys ever, Sacred. I know Curly Fragrance was Michelle. She was like hyping that thing up for the longest. Bro, man, when I say that stuff smelled like some like chocolate hairspray, I was like, oh no. You know, I was, as Louis Cardin is the house, Louis Cardin Sacred. I was like, man, this sucked. This, oh my God, no. I have not worn it yet. It's still sitting in the room in there. I have yet to wear that stuff. every once in a while, I'll revisit the bottle and I'll spray it and I'll be like, does this smell any better? And I'll ask my wife, does this smell any better? And she'll be like, no, it still smells like chocolate hairspray. So I'll be like, yeah, you know what? No. So, yeah, man. Hawas. Oh, glad you said it. Because I was going to get railed if I said it. So when I smelled Hawas, the hype that was around Hawas was like legendary. Like, I smelled it and I was like, oh, okay. It's nice. It's great. All right. You know, it wasn't nearly what everybody, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But the amount of hype and fanfare that was on that fragrance, and then to smell it and be like, this is a solid fragrance. Oh man, it became a disappointment. You know, you say it's not bad, dude. It's not for me. Yeah. You say, why brothers that get no women always commenting on cologne? Oh, because they're trying to find the right cologne. They're trying to find the right cologne to get the women. You know what's weird? I've never had that issue. I've encountered a lot of people who were like, you know, I just want to, you know, get something that's going to be mass appealing. I want a panty dropper, quote unquote. And I've never really thought that was a necessary thing until somebody was like, well, that's because you always wear stuff that's, you know, panty dropping. Touche. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. What he said, get that terrible taste. Molecule 01? Oh, I might kick you out just put Molecule 01 up there, bro. I was gonna deal with controller, but then the Molecule 01 comment came up there. You may have to go. You might have to. Lamar was good, but it's just not. Assad, Assad, bro. Assad is one of those fragrances that I, not even gonna lie, when I first got it, man, it seemed like people were flocking to it. They was flocking to that. I got in trouble behind Assad. It was in the car, and this was before me and my wife met. And this lady, I was trying to, you know, I was on the dating sites and everything, man. And I was talking to this lady, and I was working Uber, and I picked up this lady. And I was telling the girl that I was about to get off the phone. She's like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later. It's like, all right, bye. And this lady got in there and said, oh my God, this smells great. This is what I need a man to smell like right here. Oh my God, then you cute. Oh my, what is your name? What did you do? And she started going off, and the girl would not hang up the phone. She just sat there and was like, I hung up the phone eventually, and then she called back. It was like, why you hung up the phone? You got this bitch in here telling you how good you smell. So yeah. But I think Assad's okay. Vanity by Day 3 smells like hairspray. Oh, I have not smelled it, but if it smells like hairspray, then oh no. Risol is the only thing currently hyped up that lived up to his billing. It may be my favorite chocolate frag. So I've heard of that. The Risol, is it good? Because I have been looking for maybe a real chocolate type of frag. I've been looking at that. I got some samples in. It's probably gonna be that Sphinx, that chocolate citronique. That I got the sample of it coming in now because I want to spend some time with that one before I buy the bottle. But I've heard a lot of good things about it. So I was thinking about that one, but I may go, and that's what I keep forgetting about, the Masala. Yeah, I may have to do that. Grafschaft, what's going on? I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Grafschaft Haya. If I pronouncing that right? Good, man. Welcome to the Novice Nation. We just in here chit-chatting and everything on a good Saturday. Taste the Sis. That my wife won't even let me wear a side when we're out together. It gets so much attention no matter who, where we go still today. All right, so that is a good point. There are some fragrances, man, that you can wear with your wife and some that you can't wear with your wife. And there are some fragrances that your wife won't let you wear if she ain't there. I can't wear Vintage Radio. I can't wear Fierte. I already have gotten banned from Fierte, and I just got this. Rifacat. The Givenchy, I can't wear this one if she ain't with me. What's the other? Cubcat. She now says Cubcat because she was on the phone a couple of weeks ago and this girl was harassing me in the store, so now I can't wear Cubcat wood. Brioni Clot. None of the Brionis, the Brioni Intense either. And what's the other one? Oh, Precious Oud. Precious Oud, I've been banned. And Azaro, the most wanted. All three of those, she was on the phone with me, and the person, and Aqua Dubai is about to get added to the list. All three of those are, all 6 of those, 7. Actually, I'm counting them on my fingers now. So all 7 of those, she was on the phone with me when somebody came up on me or ran up on me. So she's like, nah. She was like, I ain't fought in a long time, but I will fight a bitch. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me say that Sphinx doesn't last long enough for me, and the chocolate greedy is too sweet. The solid. So that's the thing. When I smelled chocolate greedy, I found like it was too sweet. It was way too sweet, man. And I was like, and as much as I was hyped up about it, I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. And that's why I was going to go with the Citronique. But if that Sphinx doesn't last long, I may have to look at the Rosala then, man. I appreciate you saying that, because I may have to look at the Rosala. Did I get my nose on some Sphinx? Yeah, I have a couple of 10 milliliters from Nazar. So Nazar, I was looking at their website the other day. I am going to get a couple of 10 mils on that Nazar, man. I'm definitely going to get some stuff. You say you wear Fiarte right now, it's so damn good. Bro, I've been trying to tell people about this Fiarte, man. I think that if you're comparing it to the Baby Cat clones, and especially if you're comparing it to Rifacat, I feel like it is a smoother version of the Rifacat, of the Baby Cat DNA. I think it's a little bit more vanilla than the original Baby Cat. Now, don't get me wrong, I've only smelled Baby Cat maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, but I remember I had the opportunity to wear it, and just being able to wear that DNA for a little while and to kind of live in it a little bit, it really made me appreciate Rifacat and how good a clone of it that Rifacat is. And then when I got Fierte, I realized that Rifacat is a little bit more saffron heavy than the OG, but I think that the Fierte is a little bit more vanillic than the OG. It's smooth though, man, and it already has gotten buku compliments. Like at work, I had a girl that I bumped into the Target. I have, at McDonald's, like I used to stop at McDonald's when I was driving Uber. And on the way when I'd be, between stops, and they'd be like, "Oh, that go nice smelling man. What's going on? Good smell. What's going on?" And I ordered that one, and the girl was like, I told my boyfriend that I'm gonna ask you what it is that you be wearing, and this one I gotta know. It's good. Fiarte is really, really good. Yep. I was like, my wife hates the vintage on me, but the world loves it. Yeah, hey. Yeah. And it's something about that Aventus DNA that some people just, I don't know. I can't even claim. Cedroc Boise for me is the same. Like, my wife is not a fan of Cedroc Boise. But when I wear Cedroc Boise and I go out, I'm not even the biggest fan of Cedroc Boise. Like, when I put it on, I have to be careful how many times I spray it because it gives me a headache. But I do like to wear it in like the fall and, going into the wintertime. because I do kind of like the presence of it, that leathery presence. But man, it gives me a headache. But other people love it, you know. And I was like, oh, so I guess Cedric Boise is a compliment guy, you know. So don't buy Nasabato Pardon. He said, I personally only get 5 to 6 hours from Sphinx, but the scent looks very good with decent projection. This mission lasted a little longer before it came to skin scent. So I was looking at that one, and they had like a pistachio one that I was looking at, because one of my guilty pleasures is that Care Pistachio. I love that fragrance, man. I love having it in the collection. Matter of fact, I remember I had told BT about it, and when he had copped it, he was like, you did tell me that, bro. It's something about it. It's super sweet, but it's something about it that's fire. About that Care Pistachio, man. But I was thinking maybe I wanted a little bit of a more masculine take on a pistachio fragrance, and I was like, maybe going with that one might be the way to go. Is go with that is it pistachio myth or something? I cannot remember the name of it. But I was looking at that one, but I decided to go with the citronique, chocolate citronique. Now I'm rethinking all of this stuff. The biggest blind buy failed in my life so far was Pardon. Pardon, yeah, that one sounds like that's one I need to stay away from then, because I definitely don't need to spend that much on a blind buy and then be disappointed by it. Say thoughts on the mail. So I try to stay away from the Lamal DNA, only because as good as I think it is, for some reason it's almost a weird type of genericness for me. And it's good. And that's the crazy part about it. It's good. Like, it's one of those fragrances that I've been in the mall before, just kind of sniffing around, and somebody will be like, which one should I get? And I've actually recommended Lamal Elixir to people before, you know? But at the same time, it's just like, have never been the biggest fan of the DNA. That being said, I probably need to start getting more into that line. There's certain lines that I need to really kind of jump into. Coach. Like, I love Coach Green. Coach Platinum, I love. All the other ones I was always like, I don't want to do it. Even Open Road. I actually smelled Open Road again the other day. The first time I smelled Open Road, I was like, this is ridiculously disgusting. But then I smelled it again the other day, and I for some reason, my nose was appreciating the apple. And it was like, you know what? I may need to give Open Road another try. I've always been a big fan of the YSL line, or YSL fragrances, but I kind of stopped short of the Y line, and I need to kind of get back into that and maybe even get into myself. Mont Blanc Legend Blue is what really brought me back into that line. So I may look at some of the other Mont Blancs, see what I had been missing out on. And in all honesty, Cartier. I love the Noir Absolute. I love that. Didn't like a lot of the other ones, but I need to get back into that line too. Cedric Boise Intense definitely pulls compliments. It definitely does. I need to get the Intense back. I had the decant of Intense, and I had the full bottle of the regular, but I need to go back and probably get the full bottle of the Intense. Yeah, it's so crazy. She hates the OG Aventus, but likes the Cologne and the Absolute. You know what I figured out though recently? More people like Absolute than they like the original Aventus. I don't know what that is, but a lot of people really like that Absolute DNA. Lamal Elixir is the best version that I'll find. Yeah, it is. It is. Like I said, if there was one that I would recommend if I was going to go in the Lamal line, it would definitely be the Lamal Elixir. And I may actually I never bought one. Like, I've bought decants. I've never bought a Lamal. And I think I may actually buy Elixir coming up. Yep. It said, yeah. So I'm giving Lamal Elixir one more chance. We may have to do that together. It's like all of a sudden everybody in Francom is doing reviews on Lamal Elixir. They're like, wait a minute. Like, was there a sale that happened? Everybody wants to jump on and do Lamal Elixir. Like, all of a sudden out of the blue. Yeah, man, like, I think though that there are more houses that I need to really kind of dive into and really embrace. I got into Polo more than I thought I was going to. I like the Polo Blue, it's all right, but Polo Blue Parfum is my jam. I like the Polo Deep Blue, Polo Red Parfum. I like a lot of the parfums, man. Versace is one that I stayed away from for the longest, man, until I got the Eros Parfum. Excuse me. Eros Parfum to me is the best of the Eros line. Eros Flame is great. I will say Eros Flame is great, but to me, I just think that Eros Parfum is probably the best one in that series. I see they got that new Naheem that's out there, but that seems like a special release for the Middle East. I don't think that's something that we're gonna get here. Eros Energy's all right. Yeah. So yeah, the to me it's the profile. It definitely is the profile with Elixir. The Polo makes good parfums. Yeah, definitely, man. Matter of fact, I like this. I happen to have it on the table. That Cologne Intense, man. So for the summertime, and actually in the winter, I mean not the winter, the fall, like right now, man. You talk about good. You talk about good. And it's not really that expensive. The other thing I like about Polo is that they're not, especially if you're jumping off discounters and getting them, they're not really that expensive, man. You get you a good Polo 4 ounce of Polo Red Parfum for like $50 something on Joma Shop, and I think on FragranceNet right now too. Yeah, some people like a vintage cologne a lot better. I like it. What do I think about Amore Cafe? I just ordered it. I just ordered it. I got what happened is I got the decant. I ordered the decant of it because it was in my box. I got the notification yesterday that it was in stock, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger on ordering it. And then I said, you know what? Let me cancel the order. Let me go ahead and get a decant of this, because one of the things that I kept hearing on it was the syrupy sweetness, the over sweetness. And I know how Mancera performs. Somebody said that it smelled a lot like coffee vanilla, like it had that coffee vanilla syrup type of feel to it. I was like, man, as much as I want to pull the trigger on this one, I think I'm gonna wait for the decant. I'm gonna wait for the decant of it, because I got a lot of coffee in my collection right now, from anywhere from the Wumo signature to this one. I got a couple other coffee fragrances that are sitting here, so I'm like, I'll wait. I will wait on More Cafe, but I do have the decant coming in, so I'll know in the next couple days if I really like it, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a full bottle on it or not. So More Cafe's been on my radar, still haven't smelled it. Yeah, I did the same thing. I did a decant car on that one. More Cafe. I think it's. I don't put anything. I think Mancera is a great house, So it has nothing to do with the performance of it. My biggest issue is I'm hoping that it's not stupid sweet. You know how you get stuff that's just way too sweet, and you can only wear it every once in a while. That's what I'm trying not to have, because they said it leaned feminine. on Fragrantica, but then when I started reading up in other places, they said the same thing, and I was like, okay, well, let me get the decant first, because I don't mind where Care Pistachio leans feminine, so I don't mind that. But the thing that I don't want is something that's going to be too syrupy sweet for me to really enjoy the wearing experience on it. Because there are certain things that are just way too sweet, and I'll just sit there and be like, I don't know, I don't really want it. The Polo Red Parfum and Blue Parfum were good to me. I want to try the purple one. So I was going to buy that purple one, and then I smelled it. My partner Red had it, and I felt like the price point did not warrant me buying it. It's good. It is definitely solid, but the price point, I wouldn't pay the amount that they asked for it, if that makes sense. Like, to me, it just wasn't worth the price. If they would have brought that price down by $50, I probably would have bought it. No lie, I probably still would have went ahead and got it. But it was just a little bit above what I wanted to pay for it. So I'm not too big a fan of coffee. That's why I got the decant. Yeah, I love coffee fragrances, but I just don't. To me, the way that it reads is that it's not as much coffee as it is just sweetness. And if it was just like overdose of coffee, I'm good. But overdose of sweet, I don't know. Don't know. Then what year did your fragrance journey start, and what fragrance ignited your journey? Oh man, I think it probably started. I always was one of those people who, even when I was in high school, man, and I'm about to date myself, I was to high school in the 90s, man. I was jigging in the 90s. But I always knew I was a, little chubby black dude, you know what I'm saying? That I just felt like, everything that I could do to accentuate my presentation to people, I did. So I made sure that I was always dressed nice, and I always wanted to smell nice. So, one of the first things that I could remember getting my hands on back in the day was Eternity, I wore that for a little while. That's all I didn't have a very refined fragrance palette. I got into the Gucci Guilties, and all that kind of stuff. I think the fragrance that really kind of pushed me into like, I might actually get into fragrances, because I was on the Acqua di Gio mode for a while. Armani Code, I think, was the one when I got that, because I still had my Acqua di Gio, and I ended up getting another bottle, and that bottle was the Armani Code. The first one, that black bottle. And I remember the compliment factor that particular fragrance had on it, and I was like, oh, people like this. People really, really like this. I had gotten other bottles of stuff before, but I think that was the one that really kind of was like, oh, I can do multiple fragrances at once. And then I just kind of stuck with like a rotation of like 4 different fragrances for like, some years. And then maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I was stuck on the Bond number 9s, and then maybe about 4 years ago, I started really kind of diversifying it a little bit. And then maybe about 2 to 3 years ago, I really was like, you know what? I want to continue to build a collection, because it used to be I would just keep those 4 fragrances, and after I ran out of a bottle, I'd go get another one, or I would just give away a bottle. But after a while, I was like, you know what? Let me start, just keeping bottles, just start really exploring fragrance. Now, I wouldn't say 2 or 3 years ago, because it was before I met my wife, so it's going to be almost 4 years ago now. And it's been kind of going ever since. Kind of started out slow, and then started getting into, different DNAs. And then I started getting into the niche, and then I started getting into the clones after a while, and then I started. So it just kind of slowly started to kind of build. But I think I can probably place everything back to Armani Code. I think that's probably the one that really set it off. I can't even remember the year though. I'm trying to think of the year. I know that it really started to pick up steam a little bit before I met my wife. So it's probably, like I said, around 4 years ago. COVID really pushed it a lot too. Because being able to really sit around and research and curate my tastes, for fragrances. I didn't just have to go around and put on a fragrance and wear it out and about. I had a chance to actually sit at the house. And so when COVID started, I had like these test strips and stuff. So I would just kind of leave them around the house. And as I would walk around the house, I would sniff this. And, okay, I'm digging that. So I walk around. Oh, okay, this is good too. This is really good. And I was just trying to make up my mind of what it was that was, what I really wanted to wear that day. And next thing you know, I had like 10 different test strips just laying around the house. And, I started really embracing that whole journey. I mean, I was good with it. Snakes didn't like it, but I was good with it. Coffee made parfum. Look. Excuse me. Hey, look, that's what it sounds like. That's what a Mora Cafe sounds like. The more I hear people talk about it, the more I'm afraid of it. The more I'm afraid of it. Day 3 does have a coffee fragrance, so that's what I need to look at. Yep, Kara is in the building. That's another founding member of the Novice Nation. Yep. All right. You say you got the discovery set for that. Didn't really like because of the coffee. That's why I'm skeptical. Yeah. Coffee's acquired. The 90s babies is in the building. Look, man. So, man, I it's so weird, man, to say that I am the age that I am, and I've lived through. I was actually alive when there was no internet. I was actually alive when the Cosby Show was on the air. That's crazy to me. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all those things. I actually was around to see a lot of those things, man. That's crazy. I thank God for it, though. Another coffee frag, some more cafe, caramel macchiato. So that's the one. Is that the Fragrance World, the caramel macchiato? Because I know they have like a 4 series of coffee that they've got. I wanted to get the mocha and the caramel macchiato because I heard that the Irish coffee one was garbage. It said Cooper Lawak is so good. Oh, okay. I was heavy into the oils here in Philly. It was someone on every corner selling oils back in the day. I've heard that was the move back there. He said, haha, I'm 52, a real frag OG. Hey, look, I was getting into it back then, man. I was. Short review of Arctic Breeze. I haven't got my hands on it yet. That's the one. That's that Volaire that I keep trying to get that sent to me to put my nose on it. And I keep hearing that it's so much. I keep hearing that the Volaire fragrances are so much like Luciano that I now want to get all of them and compare them to the Luciano, because I saw some of the boxing for the Volaire's and it reminded me of the Luciano boxing. So I got a hunch on something. So I want to make sure I get that Volaire, but I haven't gotten it yet. It'll probably be. I said this before that it was gonna be here in the next couple of weeks. I need to check on it and see. I was just taking a slow boat, so I'm gonna see how that goes. See how that goes. So I definitely want to get on it though. We'll see what they're about. You say yes, that FW line, that Fragrance World line. Yeah, I mean, I heard good things about the caramel macchiato one and the mocha one. You know, if mocha's any good, I might actually go with that one. Because like I said, I have a few coffee fragrances now, so that may not be a bad move, is to go with that. I've tried to not overdo the clone purchases on those, only because I feel like I can get my hands on them at a later date and it still not be that big of a deal. But I may end up pushing it if caramel macchiato was any good, because I haven't heard a lot more of it since they really introduced them, and that's usually a warning sign for me when they introduce a fragrance and all of a sudden it just goes dead air on it. I just like, I don't know. Now that being said, they introduced this one and it went dead air. Like when they put it out, it just went dead air. Nobody's Spectre Wraith. Spectre Wraith is another one. Spectre Wraith, bro, went dead air. I remember, and I was saying on the video, I remember how everybody got excited about Spectre Wraith, man. When everybody was watching that video with Neve, and he showed that black bottle with that bullet going through it, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, oh, we got to get something special." It is. I think Spectre Wraith's great, but it's just like all of a sudden people stop talking about it, and I think some of it is recency bias. I think we got so many fragrances coming out like on the daily. It used to be you'd have a fragrance drop every month, and you know, man, these fragrances are coming out now like daily. Weekly, you got like a short list of 3 fragrances that have come out during that week. And I think maybe it's just so many have come out that people are just like short memory and just passing and forgetting about certain fragrances as they drop. But man, that's a shame, because Fierté, Spectre Wraith, Decants hasn't made any noise yet. Now, I don't think anybody's really even talked about it, like I said, except for me, Post Cologne. But that Decants is nice. But yeah, man, there's so many fragrances that are dropping right now, man, that I think it's just overkill. I think everybody's kind of inundated and they don't even know where to go with it. Like, for example, I don't even hear people talk about this anymore. Shakaf Uda's Rock, one of my favorites, man. Like one of my favorite winter scents, and I can't wait to rock it. I cannot wait to rock that thing. Got hyped for like all of like a month, and then it's just like the frag train kept going, and people stopped talking about it. But it's, to me, it's this and Montal's Honey Oud. They're basically what and what. I actually like this one. The price point is a little bit better. It's right, I think around $35 right now. But it is so good. It is powerful. It is long lasting. It's another one that will beat your nose into oblivion. If you spray it in this area of your chest, it's a problem. But lasts all day. Great fragrance. That honey and oud is blended so perfect in that. But nobody talks about it. And I guess that's kind of what the future of Fragcom is going to really be, man. It's just that there's going to be so many drops that people are just going to be missing out on good fragrances because they just don't know anything about them, because they're not getting hyped up as much, because everybody's going on to the next big thing, the next new thing. So I guess that's what we're going to be looking at. So we just got to pick them out and hold on to them when we can find them, man. That's all we can do. I got a game about to come on, man. I am about to jump off of here, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, my Novice Nation folks, for coming in here, man, and showing love. Peace out, BMJ, Kara, Driz, CR Saints, Charm, all of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all jumping in here, man. And if y'all are watching this video, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I don't know if y'all can share lives, but if y'all can, it'd be great. It's about to close, so I don't even know if y'all can do it. But anyway, guys, I am out of here. I'm gonna finish doing this editing right quick. Finish sipping my anejo, you know, and get it going, man. I'm sure my wife has a honeydew this waiting on me in there right now. So All right, guys, y'all have a good one. I hope y'all learned something from a decant. I might actually clip out the decant part of this video and throw that up as a separate video on the channel, just to kind of be like, hey, that's how you decant. But anyway, people, I'm out of here. Peace out. Leave y'all with the soul glow as I'm leaving the room. Peace out.